Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Steve. This is Purple Tiger Racing, and what we're gonna start today is gonna be the HAAS Road to Glory series. I haven't seen anybody do this yet. There's not to say that it's not happening. The ones I've seen are mostly Williams Racing, but I'm American. I'm from Ohio, and HAAS is the only American team on the grid at the moment. That may change in 2024 if Andretti Global gets involved, which would be amazing if it did. But for now, I got the Haas team to work with, and they've had an interesting few weeks, and I've had an interesting few weeks with some problems with my computer, which will probably be getting an upgrade in the next 3 weeks. But so we're gonna get this started. Mainly trying to get as much content out before I move over to the new computer. So what you're seeing here is I'm just picking out the how the game works. I will be doing all the driving, all the braking, all the shifting. I'm gonna keep the pit assists on for now, the ERS assist and the DRS assist on. I think I have the AI set at 50. I'm not great at this game yet, so that's fair. I can sort of keep up with the AI. It's kind of realistic. You get about a lap or two, a decent lap or two with the car, and then you pretty much drop off. And I think I left everything the same. Everything here is set up as a default. I do believe I changed it to where I can make R&D decisions on this car, because I've done plenty of time trial with this car, and to be honest, it's not very good. It's very draggy. It's very hard to keep power down. There doesn't seem to be enough downforce at all. And I all the time trial has been equal cars. So I'm not sure if I'm to blame or if the car is just that bad. But in the career mode, I don't have equal cars. And what's real interesting, oh no, you know what? I apologize. When I was doing most of the time trial, I have the cars set as they would be. And if I can find some footage of some of the time trial stuff I've done, you'll see the ghosts of like whoever's next up, your next rival, and they'll just take off the line from you once you get to 7th or 8th. And it's just amazing to watch this happen. Now, if you're in the My Team car, even if you're starting out, you can keep up with the better cars. Originally, I was going to run this full season, full length races, but I don't think I don't have the time for that. So I think we're going to go with a 50% session. I think I have full qualifying and full practice on for the weekend structure. I think I have everything set. I don't believe I have a formation lap on this. No, I don't have a formation lap. So, and standard safety car. I did this a few weeks ago, so this is new to me as it is to you. I think I have, yeah, we made the weather. The weather should be fun if you watch some of the other YouTubers. And Yeah, here we go. Here's all the good stuff. So yeah, I got AI at 50. Um, we're running simulation damage, so if you spit on the car, the wing's gonna fall off. I'm not really sure what this low fuel mode, easy and hard is, so I'm just uh, leaving it on easy. Manual race starts, which until I figure that one out, I'm gonna get mugged. And I'm gonna run surface and carcass. I've noticed a few people in the comments on some of the vehicles. I'm sorry, some of the YouTubers. I've noticed that some of them have said once you get to season 3 or a maxed out car, the carcass temperatures are just about impossible to control as a player, and the AI doesn't have to worry about that sort of thing. So we're gonna run all this stuff. We're gonna, as the season goes on, and I'm gonna be running the Art Imitating Life series as well, and I may try to do an actual Purple Tiger team. As the season goes on, I think I'm gonna get better and understand a little bit more how the car works, and I'll be taking the rest of the assists off, the ERS, the DRS, and eventually the pit. So we're going to try to do as pure as possible. But for right now, I'm doing all the braking, I'm doing all the shifting, and I'm doing all the driving. So you'll get to see me in all my lack of glory in this HAAS Road to Glory. Oh, yeah. So, as I said, I'm going to try and get another computer ordered up in the next few weeks. And I think some of the editing will change, and thumbnails and things like that. I'm gonna be learning as I go. So this should be interesting, but from what I've seen in the time trial, and there's a handful of guys that must be infinitely better than me that they're up there on the time trial. I'm crunchy underscore nacho 77 on the F1 2021 PS4 game. So if you're looking for me, I'm there, and I'm usually within the 70th percentile. I don't have as much time to practice as I'd like, and I'm probably going to be doing a video, hopefully soon, on calibrating my wheel and pedals. And I thought this would be a fun name to give myself. Student driver. Sorry, I thought it was funny. I hope you guys do too. But I'm having trouble with the start, as I've actually started the season, and I probably have at this point several hours of footage of me making it maybe 5, 6, 15 laps into the race and wrecking the car. And part of it is because I'm having an issue with how the power is put down. And I know part of it's this car is awful, but another part of it is it seems you'll have your foot, you'll be just touching the pedal and you're already at max RPMs. And I don't know if I've probably said this many a time. I'm a professional truck driver, and I ride a motorcycle, and I have, a personal vehicle, and I can pretty much hold my speed wherever I wanted in any of those vehicles at wherever I want it, and I'm not capable of doing that right now, and I think that's because I need to recalibrate the pedals, and I'm not real happy with where the power's being put down. So I think that once I get that sorted out, I might have a little bit better of a time. And I need to learn a little bit more about how my pedals work for braking too, because I think two of my problems are how the power's put down and where and when to brake. And I think a little bit of that has to do with how they're calibrated. So I think I'm going to be doing a video where I do probably 5-lap race starts, and I'll just change the calibration, and hopefully I can get a good setup on it. I have a Thrustmaster T300 RS and the Thrustmaster TLCM load pedals that I use that just plug into the PS4, and the calibration's there and it works pretty good. What I did notice, I watched Tom 97 the other day, and on his last race in Abu Dhabi, if you notice, I think he was having some complaints about downshifting, and the downshift's not working. And I noticed that too, mostly in time trial, also on Abu Dhabi. And there was another video where I had an issue trying to do some of the F2 challenges with the wheel as well. The car didn't want to shift or brake at all. It was kind of crazy. Then the last patch came, so I don't know if that's changed or not. I haven't noticed as much in terms of problems with the vehicle not downshifting. So hopefully, once I get a chance to try and run this race again for you, the first race, I won't have an issue with that. So, I swear I picked the same helmet every single time. That's my Purple Tiger uniform. And next to it was the first iteration of the Art Imitating Life series poorly managed racing suit. But yeah, that's my Purple Tiger helmet. I think I used the Purple Tiger helmet in this race series. Yeah. And I think I'm actually going to change the color on it a little, because as I'm editing and recording this and doing the voiceover, I feel like the purple is more of a blue, so I may end up editing the Purple Tiger race car and the uniforms and the helmet a little bit. But that's how it is for the first series of videos, which soon I'll have some practice videos for Bahrain, and I'll have the quali video for Bahrain, and then I'll run the race. And here obviously we're going to do a team select on HAAS, and I originally thought maybe I'd move to Ferrari or Alfa Romeo, as they're both Ferrari power units, if I got good the first opportunity I could, which would probably be the half season. And then I spent about 3 hours just trying to complete the first race and thought better of it. So we'll see about that. Kind of been an interesting few weeks with the current events and how this isn't actually the HAAS Uralkali car anymore. Uralkali, not sure how you guys pronounce it. I actually thought about doing this in F1 2020, and then I could have picked K-Mag as the teammate to race with, as he's back. But I think for right now I'm just going to do this as F1 2021, and unfortunately it's going to have the Uralkali, whatever you want to call it, branding on the car, and that's just the way it's going to be for right now. You know, for being that high spec to begin with, you'd think the car would be a little bit better, even though it was the F1 2020 car. Well, it's basically a 2020 Ferrari of some sort. that didn't get many upgrades. And it's really amazing what Mick Schumacher was able to do with the car. And it's kind of understandable why Nikita had so many problems with it. Um, I'm sure, although he may not be the greatest driver, in order to compete in F3, F2, and an F1, you have to have some level of skill. And from the personal experience I've had with the car so far, it's kind of hard to handle. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't. I don't necessarily think the power unit's the issue. I just think the way the body, the aerodynamics that are set on this particular car don't lend any favors to the power unit in terms of straight line speed or cornering. And hopefully, as the season goes on, I can improve that. I'm really not sure, because if you're following F1 right now, I'm really not sure what the difference is in the 2021 season. As whoever, I'm sure you follow the sport, and it was widely, spoke about that HAAS was not going to do any upgrades on the car because they were focusing on the 2022 car. And a lot of people thought the same thing about the Red Bull car. And they've showed up for testing in Spain and in Bahrain. And it's, well, you've seen, if you've been paying attention, this weekend, Kevin Magnussen set the fastest lap. And Max was somewhere in the top 5 or something, I think. I didn't watch all of it. I'm sure various stints were had on various tires. I watched some of the highlights. So don't crucify me in the comments. I didn't watch it all. But based off of the reaction from the reveal of both cars to the actual cars showing up on track, the Red Bull looked like an absolute spaceship, and the HAAS, it didn't look bad either. And it's just kind of interesting how people seem to think that Red Bull was all or nothing in 2021, and that's why Max was able to do some of the things he did throughout the season. Whereas the HAAS car was pretty much an undrivable, draggy turd. And that's pretty much been confirmed in if you're not very good at the game, which I admittedly I'm not, and you put in a lot of time in the HAAS, you're still not going to get much out of the car. And then you immediately, if you go try driving something else, like one of the better cars, say like the Ferrari or the McLaren or the Red Bull or the Mercedes, and you're gonna pick up 2 or 3 seconds no matter what your skill level is. It's literally the car. And I've done that, and you can actually see that in some of the time trial, although I think I'd have to do a video showing the time trial between the two cars. And unless I was good, which I'm not, I don't know that it would matter that much. I think, honestly, if I had, if I was somewhere around like Arava or Tom 97 or Tiamat Marduk, I'd probably be in a better spot. And if that was done in a HAAS car, it would be 1 or 2 seconds slower than whatever other car. And that's reality. And that was shown time and time again as the season progressed last year, 2021, where Mick and Nikita, they were regularly at the back of the grid till about the middle of the season. And I think that's pretty much where Mick started to shine. And he was able to start getting into Q2, and I think he made it into Q3 a few times. And I think that's a pretty good indication that Mick's going to have a promising career. Unfortunately, with current world events, I don't necessarily think the same of Nikita. And that's, that whole situation and circumstance is completely unfair to him and other athletes around the world just because they were born in a country that's doing some horribly unspeakable things. They don't necessarily hold the same views. There I am in all my glory, student driver. And I don't know that I had enough extra money to do anything. I don't believe I did. Now, I don't believe you can actually change any of the facilities money-wise as the season goes on. Maybe you can. We'll find that out later. I know I'm in charge of the R&D on the car. And if I somehow manage to get some extra money here, I'm definitely gonna upgrade some of my driver perks, and I'll probably go after power mapping and feedback immediately. But it doesn't look like I was able to do that now. I actually have a HAAS hat that looks just like the one my avatar and Mick are wearing. And I have a HAAS Rich Energy t-shirt that I bought to go along with this. I have a couple pictures of me wearing it, and one, I think I have Smokey and Daisy with me wearing them. I'll put them in some of these videos somewhere. So, oh, I guess I do have perks, or perk fund. I didn't realize that. Oh, I guess what we were looking at before was my market value. So, yeah, it looks like I did something here. And you'll have to pardon me. I'm looking at this, and I believe I actually did this video 3 weeks ago. And I just haven't had the time to do the videos. Last weekend was my birthday, and Miss Tiger insisted I enjoy my weekend, and we didn't do much with the computer or the video games. And then this last week I've been trying to get these videos out for you, and I've been having nothing but problems. So I'm starting to wonder how much longer I have on this. It's a 2017 Dell Inspiron 17R, and it's about ready to give up the ghost. I'll probably be replacing it with another Dell. I've had this one for 5 years. These things last about 4 or 5 years, and I'd be happy to get another one. And if it lasts 4 or 5 years, I think we'll be good. And hopefully sometime in between then, the content gets bigger, or better rather, and I get some subscribers, and some people start taking an interest, and that will justify building a decent gaming computer. And at that point I can start playing some of these games on PC, and I'll have some more options. And hopefully as that goes on, my editing skills get better, and maybe I can start modding some of the cars. So, and some of the other stuff. Boy, I sure took my sweet time on this one, huh? I apologize for the length of this video. I think we got about another 5 minutes to go. I'm going to try and keep the majority of these videos down 15 to 20 minutes. And I think I'm going to follow suit with Tom97, and I may split them up so the videos are shorter and you get more of them. And I think probably do some sort of practice and quali, and then the race. This one, I have several videos for practice sessions and quali, so I'm going to post those ASAP. Hopefully they'll be up with the rest of these that I'm posting through this weekend, as it's Friday, March 11th. Hopefully I can get all of the first race weekend for the driver career HAAS Road to Glory done, and hopefully I can get the first weekend done for the Art Imitating Life series. And somewhere in there I may try and reset the Purple Tiger racing team, so that I might do that as well. So the more I race, the better I'll get. Practice makes perfect. Yeah. I'm not sure what we did here. Like, I know I did some R&D to the car. It's a little different between my team and driver career. So it'll be fun. I'm sure I'm going to be raging out quite a bit. And, oh God, I may end up changing the damage simulation when we get to Monaco, because I'm terrible on that track. Oh, look at her. Ain't she pretty? Their updated livery that they just put out this last weekend, that K-Mag and Fittipaldi got to drive, it looked very nice. It actually looked like an updated version of the 2020 car. This is what we get to drive this year. I don't know if that's, I think that's my car, because I think Mick's 47 maybe. And my goal with this HAAS Road to Glory is to help Mick as best I can develop this car somewhat, so that we're not dead last and bottom of the barrel, and get some points and maybe get a podium or two. That's the goal. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but hopefully I get better and some of those goals happen. If not, they might fire me by mid-season. There's nowhere else to go but down to F2, and I don't. If that happens, that'll be fun. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this works out. Although, like I said, I have about 3 hours worth of outtakes of me just trying to get the starts right, and I'll have like 3 or 4 laps where I'll do really well, and then I'll spin it on one of the curbs and total the car. And I know that's not being a racing purist to keep trying the race over, but I think you're only going to want to watch me wreck the car so many times before that gets a little old. So we'll see. I'm hoping to finish the race. It's kind of interesting. The one race I was doing fairly well, and that happened about 16 laps in to a 50% race, and I was just raging on that one because I thought that was going to be it. And I don't really mind where I end up. I think a lot of people, when they play the games, they're competitive and it's fun, but I want to win too. But I also understand that I'm learning how to drive the car, and this is the worst car on the grid. So we're gonna see what happens. And I guess I took my good sweet time looking over all the stuff on this, which I apologize for this video lasting as long as it's gonna last, which is a little over 30 minutes. And as I stated earlier, we're gonna make these videos a little shorter, because The shorter the video, the shorter the time it takes to edit it, and the shorter the time it takes to upload it, and then you get to watch it. But these videos are going to be this video and the next two videos, which will be some Bahrain practice footage and Bahrain quali, will probably be about 20 minutes apiece. So you can watch me make an absolute fool of myself for the first. Well, actually, I don't think I did that bad in the practice session, and I didn't qualify dead last, so hopefully as the car gets improved, I can do a little better, and hopefully as I get better, I can raise the AI up. I don't, even if I was good, I don't think I would go over 100, because the guys who are really good are having a lot of trouble going over 100 with the AI, and even Jarno Opmeer has made mention on a few tracks in some of the areas where the AI is just completely 100% unhuman, and they can do things that, if the reigning esports world F1 champion is having issues with some of the AI on some of the tracks, I stand no chance. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I can admit that, you know? So I think we're going to go ahead and bring this preseason to an end. And the next video will be some practice footage. And we'll see how the HAAS does. First race of the season, some practice and quali. So with that, I will see you guys at the racetrack. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.